Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Zesty or Testy podcast. I am your host, Testy McNasty. With me, as always, is my co-host, Zesty Tito de la Pinga. We always like to start this podcast off with a toast. Today, we're saying a simple bar, a drop, a lather. Washes the grime, leaving only what matters. A humble hero in liquid or bar. Soap renews and reminds who we are. It's a toast to soap.
Salud.
Today we are talking about
Jabón.
Salud, amor. Today we are talking about the soap maker of Correggio.
Oh, dude.
Have you heard this one?
Yeah.
You have heard this one?
No.
Oh, fuck no. Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about. The soap maker of where?
Correggio. It's a city in Italy.
Okay.
Leonarda Cianciulli was conceived in 1894 when her father raped her mother. Because it was unseemly for a young woman to be pregnant at that time and unmarried, her grandparents forced her mother to marry her rapist. As a result, Leonarda did not get a lot of love and affection growing up. In fact, her mother constantly told her that she was a curse.
Wow. Talk about mommy dearest there, dude. Shit. How's that for love?
Not very good. She attempted suicide twice, failed both times. At some point in her life, she went to consult a fortune teller.
Mm-hmm.
And the fortune teller told her that she would have children, but all of her children would die young.
Dude, talk about living a miserable fucking life. And we're starting.
This
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year, everyone. So her mother had a prearranged marriage for her, but she got sick of that, and she just married some random dude that was a store clerk and ran off with him. So she finally escaped, her mother calling her a curse all the time. But somehow she didn't escape the curse, because after the newlyweds' home was destroyed in an earthquake in 1932, they moved to Correggio, Italy. So here, by this time, Leonardo had become a bit of a fortune teller. Oh, bitter, yes. We'll get to that part. She became a bit of a fortune teller herself, and she actually gained a lot of respect in the community. The local women would come to her for advice or get to their fortunes read. But the original fortune teller that told her that all of her children would die young seemed to be correct, because out of the 17 times her husband and her conceived children, all of them died by either miscarriage, stillborn, or at a very young age, except for 4 of them. 4 of them survived. Evidently, she became very, very protective over those 4 children, and justifiably so, to the point where she began pulling out her own teeth and burning her teeth in a ritual to cast a spell of protection over her children.
Yeah, that's pretty psycho.
So at some point, well, you can see why. She's had a pretty hard upbringing up to this point.
Yeah, but pulling out your teeth,
Pulling out your own teeth. I guess she started running out of teeth. Or she decided that, the burning of her teeth was not enough of a sacrifice, because she decided that her next sacrifice would be a human sacrifice.
Dude, is this like the story of the Tooth Fairy? Is that how she came to be?
This is the story of the soap maker of Correggio.
Okay.
So, her first victim was an elderly spinster, a woman that had never been married. And I guess Leonardo was practicing some early form of manifestation. You know what manifestation is? Like when the kids go, "Oh, if I believe I have a mansion, then it'll manifest in real life." Well, I guess she was teaching something like that, because this elderly spinster would come to her house asking for advice, and the Leonardo would tell her, "Oh, I've got the perfect man for you. He just lives in a few cities away from us. All you have to do is believe that you're already married and living the good life in this new town with this new man. And I want you to practice that by writing several letters and postcards to your family here in town, as if you had already moved to the new town, and describe the happy life that you're having with the new husband, and just leave this pile of letters for me. Manifesting.
Yeah.
So the lady did that. The last time that she came over for advice to Leonardo told her, okay, today's the day we're going to pack up and you're going to move to this new town and meet this new man this I predict is going to be your future husband. Let's celebrate with a toast.
Salute, Leonardo.
So she poured a glass of wine for her victim and drugged it. And as the lady finished the wine, she passed out on the floor. Leonardo carefully laid out a basin to collect the blood and then dismembered the body into 9 pieces. She put the body pieces into a giant pot and added water and caustic soda and let that boil. The caustic soda would dissolve the body, make it nice and fungible, and as it boiled, a waxy substance would float up to the top, and Leonardo would skim that off and collect all the waxy substance and turn that into a candle. A candle she believed would burn with divine brightness. After she scooped off all the the stuff that would remain, she added an entire bottle of cologne and then turned it into soap. Soap that she would distribute to the town and to her own family. That's why she became known as the soap maker of Correggio.
Wow.
And everybody loved her soap. It smelled so good. It washed so fresh and clean. It got your body so clean. The blood that she collected in the basin, she was careful not to spill a single drop because she would boil the blood until it would congeal. And she would add flour, cinnamon, chocolate, blueberries, and other spices and turn them into little tea cakes, which she would also feed to her family and feed to the entire town. And everybody loved her and everybody respected her and they loved her soap and they loved her delicious tea cakes. And the family of the murder victim didn't suspect anything because every once in a while she'd just take that pile of letters and drop one in the mail and they'd be like, oh my goodness, our loved one is leading such a great life with her new man in the new city.
Wow. Dude, that sounds like the very first episode of Dateline.
Was back in
Dateline 1932. And she killed a man, or did she?
So she had gotten away with it, but she started running out of candles
Pretty
to
nasty.
pray the little prayer of protection over her children. So she needed another victim. The next one was a woman that needed a job. She was desperate for a job. And the same thing. I've got the perfect job for you. You just need to manifest a job. Write letters to your family as if you've already taken this job in this other city and how much money you're making and how much you love your boss and the work that you do. And she did it. She chopped up the next victim and turned her into candles and soap and tea cakes for the entire city, village, whatever it was.
Yeah.
She got away with that one too. The third one, however, was
shit.
The third one, however.
Oh wait, there's more.
There is. Was a retired opera singer, and she was also out of work. And she was, I guess, 30s. Is there a depression going on at that time?
Yeah.
The 30s. Okay, so a lot of people were out of work, even in Italy. And so the retired opera singer came looking for a job. So she did the same thing. She got her to write the letters. She dismembered the body. She made the candles and the soap and the tea cakes. But the victim's sister did not believe the letters. The victim's sister did not believe that she had just up and moved to another city and cut off all contact with the family besides these letters. So the victim's sister went to the police, and the police came to investigate. And surprise, surprise, these 3 ladies that nobody's seen for a long time, they were all last seen entering Leonardo's house. So, of course, what did the police suspect?
Leonardo had something to do with it.
No! The police suspected that her oldest son, Giuseppe, had murdered all 3 women because he was a hot-headed teenage youth. And, they were going to charge Giuseppe with murder for these 3 ladies and Leonardo because she loved her children. And Giuseppe was actually her favorite child. She said, okay, it's me. I did it. It's me. Don't kill my child. Because she was doing it to do the little spells of protection for her children. She didn't want one of her children to die.
When she had already been protecting them.
She had already been protected. So she confessed. She got arrested in jail she wrote a memoir called Confessions of a Bitter Soul. So when you said earlier
She was bitter.
that she was bitter, I was like, yes, that's exactly the title of her memoir. It was never actually published, but it does contain the recipes for candles and soaps and tea cakes within the memoir. The pot that she boiled the bodies in and the axe that she used to dismember their bodies are in a museum somewhere in Rome.
No kidding. Yep. You know, it's funny you mentioned that, dude, about boiling a body.
Sure.
Because yesterday, you know, I didn't boil a body, but
Your story of murder reminds me of something.
Yeah.
You know?
you know that guy that came selling magazines yesterday at my door. No, dude, I just started watching that show, Shogun. Have you heard of it?
No.
It takes place in the 1600s, or 1700s or something like that. Samurais, you know,
Okay.
and so on and so forth.
I saw one with Tom Cruise from way back in the day.
Although this is a series that just came out, I think, like last year, a year and a half ago or so.
Okay.
But these guys arrive in Japan, and the Japanese soldiers, samurais, you know, they didn't quite believe that these guys were the Spanish Christians that they thought they knew, but it was rather somebody else. And sure enough, they weren't. It was Spanish Catholics that they had already been having a trade with, but these guys were Protestants from some other country. They were like English Protestants or something like that, right? And they're captured because their ship kind of, you know, was shipwrecked. There was a storm and so on and so forth. But the point is, they take this guy, one of the guys they captured, and in order for them to fess up and say who they really were, right?
Yeah.
They take this one guy, put him in a giant cauldron, right?
Oh shit.
And
boil him.
And the thing was boiling, right? And they throw him in there, but they throw him in there when the water is starting to boil or starting to get warm.
Sure.
And so over the next few hours, as they're feeding the fire,
Yeah.
right, you see the water boiling and screaming, and the guy that sentenced them to that, he was just kind of sitting out in the rain, like listening to. I guess he wanted to make sure that if I'm going to put him through something like that, I need to put myself through the pain and the agony of having to listen to him scream right to his death. And they show this guy where his skin is coming off.
Ooh,
right,
gross.
it was just. And so right now that you were mentioning that, I'm like, look, I guess this has been going on for quite a while now, because it looks like these samurai soldiers or something, whatever they were boiling people, you know, since the 1600s. So thank you, Leonardo, but you came in 300 years too late.
It's amazing how back in the day you were able to just disguise your identity and just be somebody else. You know, you're saying that the people that landed in Japan were trying to pretend like they were somebody else,
Yes.
and you couldn't tell what they were. Leonardo was able to disguise, you know, the location of her victims by just dropping a letter in the mail. And like nobody could just click on their phone and locate their sister in a different city.
Yeah.
You know, they had to just believe the letters. There were no IDs and stuff like that. Speaking of the 1930s, this is a Texas driver's license from 1936. This
Oh,
is my
shit.
great grandfather's driver's license. And I'm going to edit in a picture of the driver's license. You notice how everything's written in pencil?
Yeah.
Can you imagine like getting pulled over and you're like, oh, let me erase this name and write in Johnny Quasales before I get a ticket?
That's pretty awesome, dude.
So it's got 3 different sections. The third section is folded in because it wouldn't fit in the bag. But the top is the license, and then this is your second ticket, and that's your first ticket. So the cop would just tear the ticket off your license and write the ticket like that.
No,
He didn't have his own ticket book. He would just take the ticket from your license, and I guess if you got 3 tickets, like something happened to your
strikes, you're
license,
out?
yeah, probably. But it's just amazing to me that, you know, nowadays you get pulled over and you have to show your ID, or you can get arrested just for not IDing yourself.
Yeah.
And back in the day, driver's licenses weren't meant to ID you. They were just handwritten in pencil, and you could just change it like that.
How things have changed, huh?
This is W.H. Blair, or W.F. Blair.
So that's your great grandfather.
That's my great grandfather, William Flavis,
Ah, let me see that, dude.
and that's the guy.
So, sir, this was your driver's license?
Yeah, there was no picture on it either. It was just paper handwritten in pencil. That's crazy.
Dude, this is pretty awesome. When did you come across these, or have you had them for a while?
I've had them for a while. This is my great great grandfather Guy. Guy Blair. I love his mustache.
No kidding, dude. It's very what's it, Kurt Russell looking?
Very Kurt Russell looking. But it just amazed me because I used to watch Mad Men. Do you remember Mad Men?
Never watched it, but yeah.
Spoiler alert. It turns out the main character had been war buddies with another dude, and the main character had, shady past or criminal past, and he just wanted to move on from it.
Yeah.
So when his war buddy died, he just stepped into his buddy's life. I guess he just took a license like this and it didn't have a picture on it, so now I'm this guy.
So basically, that might not be your great grandfather.
Pretty sure it is, because he's the son of the.
He looks Mexican, dude.
Looks Mexican. Yeah. I must get it from somewhere.
Dude, that's an exact same picture of Pancho Villa, dude.
Grandpa.
Whoever told you that was your great grandfather lied to you.
So it's just amazing that back then it was so easy to just step into another life and just change your identity like that, and there wasn't anything tracking you.
Yeah.
And forcing you to maintain your identity.
Yeah.
And now we're tracked by our phones. The government knows where we are at any given time. Our photo ID is showed on everything.
Back to what you just said, right? I mean, these guys arrived in the Japans, because that's what they keep.
That's what they called it.
Yeah, they keep calling it the Japans. Japanese. That's what they call the people there, right? And because again, everybody that's visiting or arriving at these different countries or continents, right? Nobody knows who they are. Like now, like you said, we now understand, and it's easy for us to say, oh, this person looks like it might be Eastern European or has an Eastern European accent or this accent, right? At the time, it's other than you spoke Spanish and you say you're from Spain, right?
Yeah.
But then there were some people who actually spoke 2-3 different languages, right?
Yeah. So you kind of switching between them.
And so you would get to Japan and you could just say, no, we're Catholics, but I'm English. Yeah. It's like, no, you're not, right? But they wanted to start a trade with the Japanese, and the Japanese just wouldn't do it other than with the Spanish Catholics.
So they pretended to be
So
Catholics.
They wanted to pretend, but then they wanted to screw the Japanese over, right?
Yeah.
And then give the Spanish a bad rap. Anyway, it's a cool show. But
speaking about arriving on the shore, the people that would come to Ellis Island in New York back in the day, they would just have a ship's log manifest, and they would step up to the dude and say, "Oh, my name is Giuseppe Giamangi," and then the guy writing down would say, "I don't know that. You're Joe Smith now," and that would be his name.
Yeah.
That's not the name that his parents gave him. The dude just didn't want to write a long Italian name, so he just shortened it to an Americanized name, and that's your name now. Get on.
Yeah.
Go see the Statue of Liberty.
Or this is why there's so many variations of some of these last names.
Yeah, they would spell them differently.
Yep. Yeah. That's crazy, man. Can't say I ever I have any family that came into the Ellis Island.
No.
Mine were all Mexican. It's like they built the pyramids in Mexico.
In Mexico?
Yeah. At least that's what I thought. Did I tell you that I got my results? I may have mentioned it to you from Ancestry.
You're 13% black down there.
I am.
We did do a whole episode on that. But go ahead, we can do it.
No. I mean, I was just, how devastated I was when I found out that I'm more Spanish than Mexican.
Oh, from Spain?
Yeah.
I thought that's why you had the bull tattoo on your chest.
Well, that's just because I love bulls.
Yeah.
So now that kind of explains why I love bulls, bullfighting, But I always thought I was
Spain ancestry.
I guess Spanish ancestry. Go figure. I also have 4% Sephardi too, so
Yeah.
so I just celebrated Hanukkah
But isn't
for the first time ever.
Did you really?
No.
No. You didn't. But
Hey.
isn't that the whole genesis of Mexican? Because it would be like the indigenous Indians and then the Spanish
Yeah.
conquistadors, and they made it, and then
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I've got a lot more Spanish than I do Indian, right?
sure.
Or native, right? Indigenous, I should say, not
Yeah.
native, indigenous. So, anyway, what I'm trying to say is my life has been a lie. I've been lied to. All this time, I could have been doing different shit, dude. I could have been in Spain, I don't know, being a bullfighter. With
Could have been a
With this
bullfighter.
beautiful physique I possess.
Is it illegal everywhere now, or are there still some places where bullfighting is legal?
Well,
Because it was legal in Mexico when I was super young, but I never bothered to go see one. And now
See, I used to go all the time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's
I don't think it's legal in Mexico anymore.
it's not. I don't know. You know, I lost. I guess I lost track or sight of bullfighting. But you know what? You know why it's illegal now? It's a fucking PETA, dude.
Yeah.
It's illegal because of all these people just having nothing to do. I'm gonna go back to the Tiger King conversation, right? It's like, let shit be what it is, or what it has been. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Some things just don't need to change.
I agree.
And you know, so for those that don't know what bullfighting is about, right? Bullfighting was intended to be a form of art,
Yeah.
right?
It's a dance.
It's a dance.
Because even though the male bullfighter was a man, he was kind of dressed in a sensual way, and he was supposed to be
The woman.
the woman, and the bull is the brutish, savage man.
Yes.
And it's a dance between the savage man and the elegant woman.
Exactly. And what is it that we always say, that behind every successful man is a
Bullfighter.
true or woman, right? And in this case, it's the same thing, right? It's an art form. It's supposed to be represent a dance, but it's supposed to be the domination of a male by a woman,
Yeah.
right? And so when the bullfighter is out there, he's trying to dominate the bull, right? And at the end, the way he proves that he's dominated the bull,
Sticking a knife in him?
no. So at the end, what you do is, I've seen this, and it's the coolest thing ever, right? I mean, the bullfighter will kind of, dance his way around with the bull, and then at the end, the bull just kind of gives in to the bullfighter, dude. And I've seen a bull.
He's just exhausted.
Yeah, and I've seen a bullfighter. Can't remember his first name. He used to be referred to as El Cano, and this is in the '90s, in Mexico. This guy fights the bull, and after 20 minutes of fighting him, or 15 minutes of fighting him, right?
Yeah.
The bull stands in front of him, stands ready to charge, and the bullfighter, they kind of creep in front of the bull. They don't necessarily run in front of it, right? And he creeps his way to like right in his line of sight. And I'm talking about a foot away from the bull,
Sure.
right? The bullfighter puts down his cape, leans over, kisses the bull on the forehead,
wow.
right? And not only does he kiss him on the forehead, but then he raises his cape, he raises his sword, and does this whole thing to the crowd, right? The crowd goes wild.
Yeah.
He's got the bull behind him.
Yeah, he's not even looking at the bull.
He's not even looking at the bull,
He's
dude.
subdued the
Yeah,
bull.
and at that point, nothing happened, right?
Was that one that you went to?
So,
You saw that live?
I got to see that
That's
live, right?
incredible.
And so he kisses the bull on the forehead, and now remember, it's not just him fighting the bull.
Yeah.
There's judges up on top, right? And the judges are the ones, just like if you watch Gladiator, you have the full thumbs up, thumbs down. It's like eliminate. Well, that's exactly what the judges do. They give him a thumbs up or a thumbs down as to whether he needs to proceed to kill the bull or not.
Yeah.
Right. And at that point, El Geno turns around, waves at the crowd. The crowd goes crazy. The bull is still behind him, trying to figure out what the fuck just happened, right? Like, why am I not doing this shit, right? And so the judges tell him, hey, no kill, right?
Nice.
And so they spare his life, right? And so the guys come in with horses and with all the padding, and they escort the bull out, and the bullfighter walks out. And
So does the bull get put out to pasture at that point, or does the bull get to fight again?
no, once they
Because
fight
it's
once,
subdued, yeah.
yeah, once they fight once, he won't fight again.
So it just goes out to pasture.
Yeah,
Gets
exactly.
to get all that cow pussy. And
Pretty much, dude.
grass.
I mean, he still uses his semen for breeding, because you breed them especially for that, right? They're not just a standard
Common
bull.
bull, it's
Yeah,
a
exactly.
bullfighting bull.
They're bred for it, but just like that, I also got to see one where. So in order for the bullfighter to go for the perfect kill, right?
Yeah.
After he's dominated the bull, you have to wait for the bull to have his legs. Not necessarily. You want them as close together as possible.
Yeah.
Right. Preferably just slightly one in front of the other, but as close together as possible. Because if you think of the bone structure, right?
Yeah.
The physical structure of a bull, when his legs come in, his shoulder blades separate, right? And as his shoulder blades separate, it gives an opportunity for
to cleave it into the heart.
straight across the organs, right? And so when the legs are too far apart, you don't want to do that because you're gonna hit the shoulder blades, and then that looks bad on the bullfighter. Like, dude,
Yeah. You're
what the
making it
fuck,
suffer
man?
instead
Yeah,
of
you're making it
clean
tougher.
kill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, just like I've seen those, I had an opportunity to see another bullfighter, and I've got plenty of bullfighting posters. But I saw this one guy, man. That bull was like perfect stance, and he just, I mean, he stood right in front of the bull. The bull wasn't doing anything. His legs were tucked in, and he went in. That sword went straight in, right?
Yeah.
And the bull just stood there,
Yeah.
right? Like it was literally just standing there for a good 10, 12 seconds,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden started gushing blood,
Oh, yeah.
and then fell down to his front knees and then back knees and just keeled over, right? And then they bring in the burros,
Yeah. So
and they
haul it
strap it and haul it out. And then they bring the other guys to like just remove some of the dirt,
So the
because you don't
sawdust-
want the next bull to smell that blood.
out. Oh yeah, yeah.
So it's
Could
crazy.
probably enrage the bull, right?
No, that it would probably just keep
Make
them
it
from
scary.
fighting.
Oh yeah.
And that's the reason. That's another reason. Whenever you watch a bullfight, you know how you see the bull coming out, and he's like just charging out of the pen. Right?
Sure.
Well, the reason they do that is they blind them
Oh,
before they go out. So they spend a good 10, 12 hours just blindfolded, right?
Mhm.
And so imagine it's a day like this.
Yeah.
You've been blindfolded for 10 or 12 hours, and they remove your blindfold, and there's a little spike that they slap on their ass, right?
Yeah.
And that's what gets them to like give that jolt and come out
Yeah.
stampeding. So they come out stampeding, but now you can't see shit.
Yeah,
Right.
because your eyes haven't adjusted.
Your eyes
to
haven't
the light.
adjusted to the sun. So the only thing you're able to kind of see is
Red.
red, the bright colors. So your
Sure.
red, your pinks, your bright pinks, which are coincidentally the colors of the cakes, right?
Mhm.
That they use, and a lot of the sequence on the
Oh yeah.
the suits, right, on the bullfighters, with the glare, it just
Yeah.
causes, you know, that sparkle, that shine, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what they're going after, because, I mean, you know that somebody's fucking hurting you, so I can't see shit, but I'm gonna go after whatever I can see out there, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's back to what we were saying. It's an art form. Unfortunately, PETA happened, and they feel like, you know, it's inhumane.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still feeding the.
As long as you're doing it the right way, you're trying to get a clean kill. It's not inhumane. It's because the bull's gonna die eventually anyway, right?
It is, but my point is, it's an art form, and it's not like they're doing it over and over and over and over again. You know, they're not poachers.
It's a
you know?
special performance.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So anyway, that's.
I got married in 2006, and our honeymoon was in Puerto Rico. And at that time, cockfighting was still illegal in Puerto Rico, and they had a huge stadium, Gallos or something. I forgot what it was called, but I wanted to go, and then we didn't go, and now it's not there anymore because now cockfighting is illegal in Puerto Rico. So I wish I had seen that. I actually had an opportunity to do. I mean, I do that. Bullfighting was legal in Mexico, but like we would just go to Mexico to drink. We never like once stumbled across a
To a
bullfighting
palenque? You
stadium.
never went to a palenque in Laredo?
No, I would go into Reynosa because I lived in the valley.
Oh, that's
so
right,
we would
that's
just
right.
go to the Concha and Senor Frogs and Cadillac Bar. And
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I could go to a bullfight and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Cockfighting, just
Because it's not really a dance; it's just two birds going
like literally
scratching
going
at each other. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, you know, one guy comes in, one of the little roosters comes in with his blade, the other one comes in with boxing gloves, you know, because he heard it was literally a fight. It's not fair.
I'm at the wrong place.
Yeah, he shows up with little gloves, and the other one's got like, he's like,
the blade on his claw.
he's a ninja rooster, you know, he's got his little sword, he's a samurai.
Yeah.
It's a samurai cock. So, anyway.
That sounds like
Yeah.
sounds like a sex toy.
Yeah. Order now your samurai cock for only $19.99.
Is that our new sponsor?
Yeah. This show is being
$1.99.
sponsored by Samurai Cock.
See, we're moving up in the world.
Yeah. Samurai Cock. Don't forget, order now. Operators are standing by.
Operators are standing by.
Anyway, yeah. So back to what I was saying. That's why I said it sucks. But again, why did I bring this up? Because it's what you said a while ago, right? We have that ease of the information superhighway, right?
Yeah.
And now we can find out who is who, who's not who, is this the real person we're looking for? Whereas back in Leonardo's days, Even before that, we were talking about your great grandfather, right? It was as easy as just pick up somebody else's documents and say, that's me, I promise. You know?
Oh, bullfighting is still legal in Spain. In most parts of Spain.
It is illegal?
It's legal.
Oh, okay.
So if we ever do it, Zesty or Testy from Spain, we're going to do it from a bullfighting arena. Maybe interview one of the bullfighters.
Oh, dude, that'd be so awesome. I would love that.
All we need is for Samurai Cock to sponsor our plane tickets to Spain. Mm-hmm. Samurai Cock, if you're listening, help!
Su Gallo Samurai. Available now in Mexico. Ordene ahora. Sus operadoras están disponibles.
Bro, you missed her calling as a Mexican announcer.
No, seriously, call now. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, that'd be pretty awesome to see a bullfight. I wonder if so it's illegal in Mexico now. You said, right?
Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, I think you might be right. I remember hearing something about bullfighting in Mexico. I just don't know if it is or it isn't. I just haven't heard anything about bullfighting.
I don't know why they give so much of a shit about bullfighting if they got like all these cartels running around doing cartel shit. Oh, yes, bullfighting is currently illegal in most areas of Mexico. I'm not going to Mexico for a bullfight. We'll go to Spain for a bullfight.
Well, it depends on where you go in Mexico. You don't have to go to Nuevo Laredo.
I don't want to go to Mexico.
You wouldn't go to Mexico City?
When I used to do consulting in Laredo, I would cross all the time, eat delicious food, drink some beers, get my shoe shines. You walk across and there was just like 12 shoe shine spots, and I used to wear like nice shoes, and you just sit there and get your shoe shine. It was nice.
You shine your feet. And
shine your
feet.
They didn't give a shit. Yeah, they'll shine your feet.
Like, I'll shine your toenails.
I remember when we used to go across as a kid, you'd pay the dude in the parking lot $5 to watch your car, and nobody would touch your car that whole night. You could leave it in the parking lot.
Yeah.
That dude would fight for his
$5.
For his $5 to protect your car.
I think we've spoken about this shit. So lately I forget a lot of shit. But I think we've spoken about this. But here's what was really cool. And correct me if I'm wrong, if I've already said this, but I never understood how these motherfuckers, you would give them $5 to wash your car. They had a bucket of water, and they could wash 6 cars with the same fucking bucket of water.
And it still gets clean.
It still gets clean. That bucket was like full of mud.
They would add a little Rain-X. That fixes everything.
Fuck, man, I was always like, how the fuck do they do that? Le lavo el coche, compadre. Oiga, le lavo el coche. And then you would look at his bucket, it's all like, so the bucket was full of dirty water.
Yeah.
You knew what the end result was going to be, but you also didn't want to say no, because if you said no, it's kind of like, who's going to be taking care of my car, right?
Exactly.
Now, if you said yes, you paid $5, you knew that you're going to leave in a clean car?
Yeah.
Period, leave in a car, right?
Yeah.
As opposed
and
to...
And fucking dry with newspaper, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, your glass was always, like, impeccable, dude. So... the good days are gone, dude. I wish we had those. I was just talking to somebody recently about. Did you ever go to El Rancho in Nuevo Laredo? Yeah, that was a good restaurant, dude. Unfortunately, all those restaurants are still there. Just to your point, would I go back with my wife or my kids? Absolutely not. Yeah, but I'd go to Mexico City.
I've heard most of the restaurants are closed now because I know what was that nice one, Victoria's.
Oh, Victoria.
Victoria's closed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where we got married. Yeah, right. Yeah. That one closed. Let's see, we got married in 2004, and shortly after we got married, it closed.
No, because I was still going there.
Well, I mean, it was like 4 years later, 4 years later. It didn't go that much longer. By 2008, I think it was close. That's what I thought. But either way, I would still go to Mexico City with my kids.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go to a border town.
Yeah.
So, nor would I go to, like, I don't know how I feel about going to beaches in Mexico. Like, unless I'm having to, like, I just fly direct, or like when we've been on a cruise, you just kind of stay within that little area.
Yeah, the touristy area.
Yeah. So.
Where did we go? I think we went to Costa Rica, and it was, after the cartels had gotten all crazy, but we were pretty safe there. But we just stayed in the little beach resort.
But this was in Costa Rica?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's not Mexico? That's a different country?
Central America.
Oh.
Central, or is it just South? No, it's South, right? South America? It might be right there in the middle. But it's not Mexico.
Geography is not my strong suit.
Yeah, it's not Mexico. But either way, I hear it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Well, never mind then. My plane is
Well, either way, it's still a beautiful place. But going back to whether something is dangerous or not, yeah, I mean, I know it is. But look, Mexico's not any more dangerous than, let's say, going to New York or Chicago. Sure.
I don't go to New York or Chicago.
Well, you know, when you're a jet setter like myself, you know, you find yourself quite often flying to Chicago and New York in your dreams, which I do that quite often.
Because you don't even need a plane. You just
Yeah, I'm all like, hey, guess what happened? I dreamt that I went to New York again. But no, I would definitely do it. So anyway, by the way,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I know we were joking a while ago, but this is our first podcast
of the New Year,
2025. So
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year to everybody. I know we joked around about it, but thank you for hanging in there another year with us.
It's in April. We will have been doing this podcast for 2 years. I know, right? We don't do it consistently. We don't put one out every week like we're supposed to. We do it like on our own time. Like,
Because we want you guys to miss us.
we're trying to. Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yeah,
we're just
that's
trying
right.
to build up suspense. When's
So
the
if you
next
own-
episode?
If
When's
you
the next
own a
episode?
business, sponsor us. We're not asking for much. I mean, like, look,
We just want plane tickets to Spain. So
Yeah.
we can go see a bullfight.
I was going to say $100 will get you 6 months of sponsorship. You know,
$1.99 will get you at least one sponsorship,
Yeah.
one episode where
Yeah.
we just
You
talk
wanna
about
give
how
a-
great your business
if you
is.
want to give us $100, that'll get you
6 months.
6 months. There you go. You're welcome. Do the math. It doesn't work out, but they're like, why don't I just give you $2? They're like, $2. That's 8 times 320. It's 6. No, that does make sense.
Does it?
Yeah, because it's $8. 8 times 648.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're
It
right.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, give us $100.
Give us $100.
Yeah. So if you have a business, we'll put your name on.
Yes.
Every time we start, it'll start with your name up here.
Yeah.
Sponsored by
Fuck yeah, that'd be
Pancho
awesome.
Gomez Construction.
I would love that.
Yeah. Well,
He'll do the announcer voice.
Yeah,
and,
I
like,
will.
really fucking build up your business.
for $120, I'll just for an extra $20, I'll throw in the voiceover. I'll even include your phone number. Anyway,
Or we pause him for the cause.
we can. Yeah.
I'm empty.
Folks, it's been a pleasure. Hang in there. You won't know we're gone. Bye.
Yeah. Makes the same joke every time. So we were supposed to have a guest today
Oh, really?
because Mondo was supposed to come
Fuck you, Bando.
and hang out, but I guess he was only drunk when he made that promise.
That's true. Yeah, dude, you were supposed to be here. Now his bullshit excuse is gonna be that, dude, you didn't remind me.
Bro,
Pinche
you're a grown
pesticado.
man.
Yeah.
You're a grown man.
Yeah.
You don't need people to remind you.
That's right. He's telling us it.
If I had been invited to such a prestigious podcast as the Zesty or Testy Show, I would have been here 15 minutes early, sitting on the front porch.
I mean, we're like, right? It's like Joe Rogan and then everybody else and then us. But I mean, still, you know?
Right there, same sentence.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're in the podcast list.
Yeah,
Sure, at the bottom. I'm pretty sure there's somebody below us.
somebody.
We
We,
can't be the.
You should have been there on the front porch like that guy from the first Godfather, where you see they're practicing talking to the Godfather. On this, the day of your daughter's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
That's how Mino should have been on the front porch practicing his lines, getting ready to come in and do the podcast.
I want to thank you guys for hosting this and having me here. You know, thanks, Wendell. Thanks for liking us, but you got to watch us.
Right, I know, right?
Yeah.
You interviewed a $100 motherfucker. It's our most viewed episode.
You went to a hospital? That was last year, dude. You have a podcast? That's like your wife and my wife on New Year's Eve that we were talking about shit, and they're like, "You guys talked about that? You guys?" I'm like,
What else are we gonna talk about?
goes to show this is why our marriages are successful because our wives don't pay attention
I
to
know.
us.
If they watched one of these episodes, they
They-
would have left us a long time ago.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what makes it work. So when your wife ignores you, be happy. Your marriage is gonna last forever. At least I think so.
There was, I don't remember where I saw this, but it was a guy that could judge if a relationship was going to last by how you took a picture with your wife. So he would go, and I guess he didn't follow celebrity stuff, or maybe he did, he was just lying. But they would show him a married couple, and he would say that marriage is gonna last, that one's not gonna last, and like when they checked it against what happened with the married couple,
He was on
he
point.
was on point like 80% of the time. Not every
Sure,
single
dude.
time, but like he could predict everything. And the secret was when you take a picture of your wife, if you take a picture with your wife like this, the relationship's not gonna last. But if you take a picture like this and the wife is there like hanging on you, that's the relationship that's gonna last. Because I guess he theorized that if the man's like, oh baby, are you great? Are you okay? Are you good? Like the wife gets sick of that shit. Women don't want nice guys. Women want guys that
Our
are
assholes.
confident, not necessarily.
No,
Yes,
assholes.
yes, assholes, but also confident. If you're confident in yourself, you got your own thing to do. Like, do you want to go out tonight, babe? No, I don't want to. Okay, well, I got my own shit. I'm gonna go do my hobby and I'll be back. That's the kind of marriage that's gonna last. But if you're like, honey, let's do this together, that together, that's the ones that don't last.
Mm.
According to this guy.
It's funny you mentioned that, dude, because I just finished having that. Well, my wife and I just finished having that conversation with our oldest daughter. Because earlier this week, as a matter of fact, on the first of the year,
Mm-hmm.
right? She was going to go with some friends.
Okay.
You know, I'm not going to say the party. They were going to go to a park, right?
Sure.
And so she said, hey, can we pick up so on and so forth and so on and so forth? And we said, yeah. So my wife and I, we pick them up. We pick one girl up and we go pick up another friend, some other friends, and then we drop them off at the park. And then they call us 4 or 5 hours later and say, hey, we're ready to be picked up, right? When I say park, I'm going to Fiesta, Texas, right? Not just a random park, right?
Sure.
So we pick them up, but it's my wife and I that went. And so we pick them up, and she's like, hey, can we go to Raising Cane's? I'm like, oh, it's closed. She's like, okay, Burger Boy. I'm like, it's closed. It's the first of the month, you know? It's the first of the year. And she goes, okay.
The only thing
then-
open is Whataburger. Those
That's-
motherfuckers stay open. I don't care if there's a hurricane or a tornado. Those dudes are in like hazmat suits.
Yeah.
Like, you want fries?
Yeah, well, Whataburger's kind of like club sports, you know? Especially, like, I think like club soccer. It's like you see this hurricane coming. It's like
They're gonna
80
cast
mile
like
per
that.
hour winds and all that stuff. They're like, oh, it's just a little drizzle. Come on, guys, let's get it.
Yeah,
Let's go
they'll
on the
build
field.
character. Come on.
Yeah, come on, let's go. It's like, but it's raining and it's like 29 degrees. I'm like, okay, so wear gloves. Throw on some gloves. And so, you know, so we took them to Whataburger, but we picked them up, took them to Whataburger, and we told them, we'll be back for you in about an hour and a half. You know, give them enough time to like do their thing, their team thing.
Yeah.
We go back and pick them up an hour and a half later, but we both went and picked them up.
Yeah.
So I was asking my wife, I said, I wonder if our daughter just kind of sometimes feels, or maybe her friends give her shit about the fact that it's like, dude, how come your mom and your dad have to go everywhere, you know, together, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't see anything wrong. Look, my wife and I get so busy, and you know, you probably go through that where you divide and conquer because one
Yeah.
kid has this, the other kid has that.
Yeah.
You have one that's driving now, so that helps a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But in our case, we don't. And so everywhere we go, we have to. One's got a tournament, one's got this. Like next week, we already know that we're both going to be in different places.
Yeah.
And then the following week, we're both going to be in different places. And so when we have a chance to be together to hang out, you know, my
Yeah.
wife and I, we do it, right?
Yeah.
But
Because
we
there's
asked.
few and far in between.
Yeah, exactly. And we asked our daughter, I mean, do your friends think it's weird? Do you think it's weird? Does it bother you? Do you feel like embarrassed with it? She's like, no. She goes, I don't care. And she felt that in her mind, it's like, no, that's what couples should be
Yeah.
like, right? I'm like, okay, well, good, right? But I agree with you. You know, I think that's so. To your point, I think my marriage is gonna last forever because when I wake up in the morning, you know, my wife says good morning. I'm like, fuck do you want?
No, you don't.
And we've been together 20 years. 31 all over, you know, all together, but no, 33.
My point was only that, you know, it's important for men to have something that improves themselves. Like, you know, I try to go to jujitsu and
Or even
I
this.
feel like, or even this, like a podcast.
Yeah.
We've got our hobby. This is maybe one day.
For an hour and a half, you know, we just kind of smoke a cigar, have a couple of drinks. If anybody wants to join us, they can.
Yeah.
If you don't want to join us, fuck you, Mando.
I agree. Fuck you, Mundo. You're supposed to be here today. You're supposed to enlighten us all with your presence.
Oh, look, there he is. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I thought you guys said 4. Erase everything that we said about my own.
Yeah.
Come on,
We're just
guy.
kidding. Yeah, come on. We love you, man. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I agree, dude. But I think it goes both ways. I think men and women have to have their own time, you know? That's what keeps a relationship healthy.
Yeah. Is there a bug on me?
Something.
Ashes.
Piece
Ashes,
of shit.
ashes. That's the dust. Is there a monkey throwing shit on us?
Yeah. It's a squirrel.
I remember when I took my kids to the zoo. And we went to go see the monkeys, and the monkeys were throwing shit at us. It's like, goddamn monkeys.
Really?
Yeah, you never had a monkey throw shit at you at the zoo? Maybe
No.
it's just me.
I mean, when I pass by, they wave at me. Yeah. They're like,
brother.
yeah. They take off their little hats because when I go to the zoo, those monkeys are wearing
They're
little
all,
hats.
they got the tuxedo on the top.
They're wearing little fedoras.
Good
They're
day,
like,
sir.
"Hey, good afternoon, sir. Welcome to the zoo." Anyway, no, I've never had a monkey throw shit at me.
Kids were all excited. Let's see the monkeys.
You see,
And then-
right on the glass.
yeah, it's like, oh, let's go to the next thing.
Hey, Daddy, what are they throwing? Don't worry about it. Why is that shit? Why is that still creamy going down the glass? The monkey's like,
I like the San Antonio Zoo. I like riding the train around the whole zoo.
oh, I do too. That's
Oh,
my
it doesn't
favorite
actually
part.
go through the zoo though. It
No,
goes
but it goes through what's that park?
Breckenridge Park. Yeah. I
But
love
you know
that
what?
ride.
I don't get tired of that, even though it's the same fucking. It's the same like route every time. Yeah, for the
Yeah.
last what, like 50 years.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
It's
get old.
nice.
It doesn't get old.
It's
dude.
a nice little ride.
It is.
I think because we went to Six Flags because the season pass like expires tomorrow, so we went and got like one last thing in, and like the kids wanted to ride like the big rides. I'm like, can't we just ride the train? I want to ride the train because that's my favorite ride. Because you sit down,
Just
and
go
you
through
don't
the whole park.
move. You're not getting dropped 100 feet straight down. You're just chilling. Everybody waves at you. You wave back at everybody. That's nice. The older I get, my favorite ride is sitting the fuck down and not moving. That's
Yeah.
my favorite ride.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Have you ever just gotten on the train and just ride it?
Never got off.
Yeah, I did that. I did that once, and I was like, when you get to the little depot, you know, everybody gets off.
Everybody changes.
Yeah, and
You just sat there.
I just asked the guy, I'm like, can I just take it? I'm like, oh, all right. So I think I went two rides around the park. Dude.
Yeah.
Just chill.
It's nice.
Like, yeah, okay, this is nice.
That's my favorite ride.
Mm-hmm.
My kids like the crazy shit. My kids like the Superman and all that shit.
Man, my kids do too well. So my little one doesn't. Or my little one, she seems to say that she hates them, but then she rides them and she's like, oh, I really liked it. You know, my older one is, she scares me because I've said it before. That kid is fearless.
Yeah.
Like in her mind, nothing is like sometime back we were watching a show where this couple, they were on this hot air balloon, but they had this like slide. hooked up.
Coming off the hot air balloon?
Yeah, and so what they would do is they threw like water, right? So they could slide down and then whoosh, just fall into oblivion. Of course, they were wearing parachutes,
What
right?
the fuck?
But I mean, just
Fuck that shit.
I mean, I hate heights, so I can't imagine. First of all, being up in a hot air balloon,
Yeah.
and then on top of that, it's like go down a freaking 20-foot slide, right?
Yeah.
And then fall into oblivion,
Yeah.
and just kind of like, no, there's no fucking way.
Exactly.
Or like I've seen where there's this one girl that she's like an adrenaline junkie, and she's standing on the edge of a plane, and she just literally says bye, and she just lets go, and she just.
Yeah, it's
I'm
crazy.
like, oh, dark, bro. Yeah, no. Things I would never do. I remember the last time I went skydiving. Was never. And I'm gonna keep it that way.
I've noticed the older I get, the more I only identify with the first line of a song. Not the whole song, just the first line.
Which is?
For instance, most songs, for instance, Queen, Somebody to Love. You remember that song?
Yeah.
Anybody find me somebody to love? Song starts. Each morning I wake up and die a little. And that's the only part of the song I identify with. The rest of the song, I already found a wife. I don't need somebody to love. But fucking each morning I do wake up and die a little. And like fucking, bro, you're speaking to me. You're speaking to me
Yeah.
with that one line. Prince, you know that song, Wanna Be Your Lover?
Yeah.
First line is, I ain't got no money. And that's the only part of the song that I have. I don't want to make anybody come running. I just want to fucking.
Yeah.
I'm just broke as fuck, and I got kids that always think that I got money. Let's go to the '90s. That song "Lit," "My Own Worst Enemy." Woke up with my clothes on, sleeping with my clothes on, came in through the window. You remember that song?
Shit, no, I don't remember.
Not really?
Maybe if I hear it.
But the first line is, "Can we forget about the things I said when I was drunk?" And
Yes.
I don't identify
Yes.
with any. I've never parked my car on the front lawn. I've never had to climb in.
But you do.
But
this
every
with a
fucking
person.
day,
Yeah.
I regret. Especially on this podcast, when I say stupid shit when I'm drunk, then like, fuck it, I was completely wrong. I don't know where I got that factoid from. I've been spreading lies on my own podcast.
You know, right now when you said that, I don't park in the front lawn. And then
Park on the front lawn?
or front lawn or whatever it is. I'll never forget. This was the '90s in college, and I remember because that song, it's a '90s song. I got home one night. And of course, everybody gets home when they're fucked up, right? And so I get home from partying. It's like 2, 3 in the morning. Yeah. Everybody's parked, all jacked up, right? So what do? You park along with everybody else, right? But then the next day, probably a lot of people had to work, except Johnny. Right? So everybody leaves, and my car's the only one
that's all parked all fucked up.
Yeah. And so I leave around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, go somewhere, and somebody had put a freaking piece of paper on my car.
Please do not park this way.
No, it said and I was pissed off because it was like somebody, I guess, made it and made copies of it. It looked like it was a copy, and it was a little Mickey Mouse going like this, right? It says,
fuck your parking job.
yeah, no, it said something like, next time leave a fucking can opener so I can pry my car out. And then it said, it said, next time leave a fucking can opener so I can pry my car out. Fuckers like you should take the bus. And I was so fucking pissed, dude. I was like, motherfucker, I park like this because all you motherfuckers park like this. But of course, when everybody's coming back from somewhere at 2 o'clock and I'm the only one parked like that, they're like, dude, this guy doesn't know how to park. No, none of you fuckers knew how to park last night at 3 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, that was, man, I was so pissed when I remember I got to my car, I read it, and I just kind of looked around. I'm like, somebody looking out here, waiting to see.
For me to give the.
I'm like, motherfuckers, I was so pissed, dude, because I happen to pride myself in my driving.
Yeah.
You know, and so especially my parking expertise.
Were you yelling to the people? It's everybody else's part fucked up. It's not my fault.
Yeah, I wanted to. It was cold. It was shrinkage. It was cold.
It was shrinkage. Explain to her
I
the
was in
shrinkage.
the pool. Anyway, yeah, that's what I was like, motherfuckers, you guys parked all fucked up last night. It wasn't me. I felt like the little kid on Christmas Story. It wasn't me. Sorry.
I wasn't trying to spit.
I should. I'm like, I didn't know you were laughing really. I'm like, dude, wasn't that
Are
funny?
you okay?
I'm like, wasn't that funny?
Breathe.
Yeah. He's choking on the seat. I'm gonna let it happen.
It's good content.
Yeah. Anyway.
Highest rated episode, Ben dies.
Yeah.
Will he be back next week? No.
Yeah. Or will he? Get Dateline.
Not until the Halloween episode when I come back down here. You let me die on a seed.
So, I was just like as much as, and we talked about it just now, just as much as I could not believe your wife was asking all these questions about our podcast at Stickers and Stars. And then my wife goes, really? And I'm like, I fucking talked to you when I came back about it. Anyway.
That was a good episode.
It was great.
That was our highest rated episode.
It was
what are we going to do next year? Something over the top.
You mean this year? Oh.
This year. Yeah, that's crazy how time flies. Man.
Welcome to 2025.
Welcome to 2025. We are going to start planning the Halloween podcast.
We're going to plan our year in review already.
Yeah.
Yep. For 2025. We're going to predict what's going to happen.
So we can either go to the Donkey Lady Bridge at midnight. I don't know. What else? Because all the other places are like a good. Oh, we could go to the jury. Apparently, the jury. Oh, what's that place that had the psychic? That where you go to the basement bar and there's some dude that you could see somebody that died in a fire.
The Havana.
Yeah, is that what's
The
it called?
Havana-
Is it called the Havana?
Hotel, right? But there's a bar down underneath, or
Let's do the Havana Hotel. Let's see if we can book
But
that.
we have to go downstairs to the
bar
basement.
and do it there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then go into that closet.
Is it? I thought it was just next to the bar that the night.
Well, there's a room like where they go and like store stuff, and that's when the lady was coming out. And the guy grabbed
her arm, and she had a burn mark on her arm.
We could do that.
We should do that.
Oh, I mean, look, I know my wife and your wife aren't going to say anything or make a comment because they don't watch our show, our podcast. But for anybody else that does take your time and listen to it, make some suggestions.
Yeah. Leave a comment below what you want to see for this year's Halloween.
Like if there's a haunted McDonald's, haunted sirloin stock.
Where's the haunted pandaria?
Yeah. Hey, did you like that pan?
It was all right, man. It wasn't.
Fuck
You
you.
were telling me that my dick was gonna get hard when I ate it. I ate it, and fucking dick was still there. Hanging to the left.
That's not the bread's fault, dude. Cialis will take care of that. You sprinkle a little Cialis over your concha?
Then my dick is hard.
Yeah.
It was good. It was good pan dulce, but it's like definitely not the best pan dulce I've ever had in my entire life.
So, that's actually real pan dulce.
Okay, yeah.
Like
I've had it before.
No, that's why I said
Yeah.
I like it because it's the closest to real Mexican
Authentic.
pan dulce that I can get around here. I mean,
You didn't even pick up any panochas.
You mean warm panochitas?
Yeah.
They didn't have warm panochitas.
They were all cold and
But
dusty.
but they had these cream-filled long johns.
Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the lady said, she goes, "¿Quiere un long john para que se lo ponga en la oreja?" And I'm like, "What?" And she showed me she had orejas. I'm like, "Okay, sounds good." She's like, "Le rellenó el volcán." I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "No."
She told you.
Yeah, she's like, "You want me to
Stick it in the ear and
toss your salad?" I'm like, "Wait, you guys have salad too?"
I thought this was a pandaria.
She's all like, I'm like, "Oh."
She was like, stick it in your ear and tell you fuck what you heard.
I saw a sticker recently, and I thought it was pretty cool. Right now, when you said stick it in your ear, has nothing to do with that. A little bit, but it was, don't believe everything you think.
Oh.
I mean, that's deep. Yes, that's what when I read it, I was like, don't believe everything you think.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, that's like, they probably put it on there as a joke, but for somebody reading it just randomly, I was like,
Because you can tell yourself a bunch of negative shit, and you can like really psych yourself out of doing like things that you might end up enjoying just by telling yourself, "Nah, it's never gonna work. Nah, nobody's ever gonna listen to this podcast." That doesn't matter because we don't believe everything.
or just simply you read something, right? And you could read it whether it's on social media or not, and it might be bullshit, right? And you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
Don't believe everything you think.
Yeah.
Right? So just kind of, take it in, listen to it. Or like just put some thought behind it if you have a chance. Like ever since I read that, I keep thinking about it, because to your point, yeah, it was pretty deep, but then you think about all the things that applies to it. It's pretty interesting, man.
It is pretty interesting.
Anyway. See how we get so philosophical whenever
after
we
two
drink?
drinks?
Yes. Dude, it's like we get smarter. You say fucking like drugs and alcohol kill the brain cells, right? But I think it's only the weak ones.
Exactly. It
is,
thins
dude.
the herd. The rest of the surviving brain cells can
Survival
run
of the
faster.
fittest, right? The strongest will survive.
Yeah, they run faster.
So we get smarter, dude.
You're cleaning out all the dead brain cells.
It's like fucking get rid of
It's
the
like burning the dead wood in a
dead
forest.
weight. Dead weight, dude. Get rid
Exactly.
of. Sure, I might have thousands, and now I only have 6. But these 6,
Yeah.
fucking smart, dude.
Did you know sneezing kills as many brain cells as drinking a beer? Sneezing. Every time you sneeze, you get a little bit dumber.
Really?
Yeah. Sneezing kills brain cells. That's
Next time I'm about to see some, I'm gonna hold it in.
Then your ears explode.
Or you fart. You're like,
Why is this fart juicy?
oh, dude, did I just fart?
Never trust a fart.
Yeah,
Never trust a fart.
yeah. What's that saying in Spanish? Oye, los pedos pesan? No, un me cagué.
Yeah.
That was never trust the fart. Anywho,
Well,
what else has been going on, man?
great New Year's party that we burned. I don't even see bird box in your lawn. You must keep it well watered.
Well, remember it was misting that day,
Yeah.
earlier in the day. So, but no, it was fun, dude. You mentioned that I kind of looked like I was tired.
Yeah.
That's what I told you, dude. After a while, I feel a little lethargic,
Yeah.
but I was still enjoying it. The only thing is, because I feel so tired, I can't drink as much typically, right? Because I know that now
It'll
that
just knock you out.
yeah. So that's why if you notice, I had a couple of drinks. That's all I had. Anything more than that, it's like then I'll pass out.
Yeah.
So, but I will tell you that thing. So his wife makes this meat ring.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, love
You
that
liked
thing.
it? Yeah. Good.
I know.
Did everybody finish it? Because I don't remember bringing any.
No, we had a little bit left.
Okay.
We had.
Okay.
Yeah, I followed it up like 2 days after.
Good.
I just put it back in the air fryer.
Yeah.
I just baked it a little bit.
Do you like air fryers?
I do.
Okay.
What?
Because my sister-in-law swears by them, and she made me eat a bunch of air fryer shit. And I was like, bro, this would be so much better if it was cooked normally.
Look. So here's the deal. Do I believe that it's a healthier alternative?
Sure.
Yes.
But does it taste good?
It's like turkey bacon, right?
Yeah. You can tell it's not bacon, but at least it's something.
But it tastes a little like it.
It's like sex with a condom. Like, it's all right. Could be so much better.
So this is gonna be so fucked up and weird, but so a good friend of mine's dad told me this. He was talking about how he had just kind of quit drinking, for medical reasons. Some stuff was going on, and his doctor had said, "Hey, lay off the alcohol for a couple of months, few months." And so he was a golfer.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, how do you golf and not drink?
Exactly.
Right? And so one of his buddies told him, he goes, dude, why don't you get some of that zero alcohol near beer?
Yeah.
Right? Like the near beer, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, I'll tell you what I think about near beer. And this is where it got really weird.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm going to tell you what I think about non-alcoholic beer. It's like going down on your sister. He goes, it's gonna taste the same, but that shit just ain't fucking right. So,
That is weird.
Because
I've heard that phrase before. I've heard it like it's like getting a kiss from your sister, but like
No.
that's like taking it to like an extreme.
No, that's how hellbent he was on drinking. Right? He goes, it's like fucking going down on your sister. Sure, it'll taste the same, but that shit just ain't
right.
fucking right.
Shit ain't right. I agree. That shit's not right.
Anywho, it was interesting, but needless to say, yeah, no.
Do you have any closing thoughts? Because we're already coming up on the second half. I can't even see from here. What is it, 25?
We could do the Pledge of Allegiance.
We can do the Pledge of Allegiance.
I saw Christmas Vacation too many times.
Did they do the Pledge of Allegiance?
You've never seen Christmas Vacation?
I have, bro, but it's been years. I've seen all the National Lampoon Vacations.
Dude, I see Christmas Vacation at least 10
Every year?
times during the holidays.
Yeah. I watch Buddy the Elf every
I
Christmas.
love Elf, dude.
And the Charlie Brown's Christmas. We got a DVD
Jingle All the Way.
because the kids were like, "Can we stream Charlie Brown?" It's like, "Oh, you got to pay for it on this other app." I'm like, "No, you don't. Fucking hook up the DVD because I had to fucking blow the dust off it and shit." And like, here you go. Here's all the Charlie Browns on DVD because we bought like the little box set that's got the Thanksgiving, Christmas, and what's the other holiday? I think Valentine's Day, maybe. I don't know.
Halloween?
Yeah, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. Yeah. There is a Halloween. There is a Valentine's Charlie Brown, but it's not.
there is.
But there's not. It's not in the DVD set.
So the Christmas Charlie Brown,
Yeah.
is one of my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And the Great Pumpkin, I know.
Of course.
I like it.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite Charlie Brown cartoons is when they go on that summer camp, that raft
I don't remember that
where
one.
they're going. It's like a summer one. And they're at a camp and they're going down this river. They're like white
No
river
shit.
rafting.
Yeah.
Dude, that's got to be growing up. I had to have seen that like a
bunch of
million
times.
times. That and that otter jug.
Oh, we got that one on DVD. We
Dude.
watched that one too.
Love
That's
it.
a good one.
But
You know, there's two different versions. There's one with Kermit the Frog and one without.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
The one with Kermit the Frog is a rare one.
so I've seen both of them. I own the one without Kermit
Yeah.
the Frog.
I own the one without Kermit the
Yeah.
Frog. You can't find. You can find it, but it's like a collector's item.
Yeah. Anyway, so closing thoughts. Yeah.
You know what? Charlie Brown was on repeat when I was growing up.
Mm.
The fucking spelling bee where he was like,
Wah, wah, wah,
yeah,
wah,
I
wah.
before E, except after C.
Yeah.
Dear, 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 and they start naming all the. That's the one. It's like, fuck, this is on again. All right, let me sit here and sit through it.
Charlie Brown has got to be one of my, and it's not even Charlie Brown. Snoopy and Woodstock are my two of my favorite cartoons
He's a
ever.
fucking asshole.
Snoopy is an asshole. There's no doubt, but that's what makes him cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a pilot. You know, he loves beer. Root.
World War II, Fridays, drinking root beer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Blows the foam off the top and
yeah,
jumps
and
in.
then slams the glass when
Yeah.
he's done with his root beer.
He's a real man.
Yeah, and of course he's got his little buddy, Woody
Woodstock.
Woodstock Woody.
Yeah.
That's my kid was. Did I ever tell you my kid was watching that live action Woody Woodpecker that's on Netflix?
What the fuck? That sounds like a fucking horror show. There's a live action Woody Woodpecker?
Yeah.
Is it any good?
No, it is. It's actually there's two of them. We saw the first one. It was cute. But you know, growing up in the '80s, you know,
Yeah.
it was Woody Woodpecker was pretty awesome. Dude.
Yeah, yeah.
'70s, '80s.
He was an asshole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Again, like Snoopy. You know, when you think about it, I mean, I seem to like a lot of asshole cartoon characters.
Well, yeah, like all the cool, because Garfield's an asshole, Heathcliff was an asshole.
Heathcliff. I don't think Heathcliff gets enough attention, dude.
Yeah, he was I mean, a lot of people think he's a knockoff Garfield, and he kind of is, but he's got his own shit going.
Yeah.
It's like DC Comics.
Yeah. Exactly.
Marvel is like the fucking well-known. DC's still got some good
So I hear for 2025, the movie that everybody, the number one movie that everybody's waiting for, the new Superman.
I'm not waiting for it.
I love Superman, dude.
I like Superman, but you're never gonna get past the perfection of the evil villains being trapped in that little trapezoid and then flipping away into the galaxy.
General Zod.
General Zod.
Yeah.
And I know that's not high-tech technology to these kids, but that was like amazing to me as a kid when they
dude.
trapped him in the prison
I
and they just rotated off into the galaxy.
love all the superhero movies.
Yeah.
Two of my favorite superheroes growing up were Captain America and Superman.
Yeah.
All right. Followed by Aquaman. Right.
You liked Aquaman?
When I was a kid, dude,
That
I
is
thought
the
it was
lamest.
cool.
I can talk to fish.
Yeah. So I mean, think about it. How cool would you be, dude?
I'm not
Like
talking
you have a
to fish.
beta that's just kind of like down.
What's wrong,
you know,
Beta?
Lack of it. Yeah. Exactly. You need something. You want some uppers? You know. You know, you see a little bit and go, oh yeah, I just met Aquaman.
Aquaman's my hookup.
Yeah.
The only thing I want to hear from my fish is, psh, as I put it into the pan. That's the only thing I want to hear from my fish. I don't want to hear it. Exactly. From my fish.
Yeah, those were my favorite. My favorite. But I will tell you, like sometime back I was watching. My wife comes in. She goes, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Superman." She goes, "What?" Because it was the original Superman.
Oh,
dude. And I was like, "Dude,
Christopher Reeves.
yeah." And it's when that guy's going through. He's going to Lex Luthor's place. What was that actor's name?
He's a good
chubby
actor.
guy, right? He's like going into the subway station, into the.
Yeah.
He's singing. He's got his newspaper right there with his little hat. And I watch, what are you watching with Superman? It's like, it's Superman. I'm like, this is the original one, right? And there's, to me, like that's the best one. But I look forward to the new one that's coming out. So anyway, I mean, the new Wicked. We went to go watch it. And now my wife bought it, and since she bought it 3 days ago, we've only watched it 6 times. So now I can see everything.
I can't sit through a musical. I can't respect an art form where everybody's talking and all of a sudden they all break out into a song. Like, fuck that shit.
Like in the movie.
Yeah.
not the actual people watching it, right?
Both of them. Are you singing along to Wicked?
No, 'cause
Yes,
I don't
you
know.
are.
No, because I don't know them yet.
You're
Look,
writing the lyrics down so you can memorize them.
I'm gonna tell you what problem I have, dude. I love a lot of music. I love a lot of songs, but I love them for the beat,
Yeah.
the rhythm,
Yeah.
everything.
Sure.
Like I don't listen to the words.
You don't like the lyrics?
No, it's not that I don't like them. I just have a hard time sometimes. Like sometimes I like it so much that like sometimes I was listening to something. I can't remember what the song was called. But you know what that song is about? I'm like, do you think I give a shit?
There's a lot of songs that are like really fucked up that like was played when we were kids, and like later on you find out that's what that fucking song was about.
Yeah, yeah, dude. So I mean, I don't know.
You remember, if you're gonna ride the white horse. I didn't know that song was about either heroin or cocaine. It's about some drug. But like back in the day, I was like sitting in the backseat because it has a good beat. It's like it's a song about drugs.
Yeah. Well, it's like Puff the Magic Dragon. Right? It's about weed. Yeah. Puff you.
Puff pass.
Yeah. Puff pass. Puff kid. Anyway, that's my closing thought.
Puff pass.
Puff pass.
Bro, what's
Smoke.
up to whoever called me Big Dog on the last video and was making comments like he thought I was sitting here smoking weed with you. It's just a cigar, bro. It's like, oh, there ain't nothing wrong with smoking weed with the homie in the backyard, bro. We're just smoking cigars. It's
But
not
hey,
that kind of podcast.
It's glazed.
Unless you want to come on, then
We'll glaze it for you.
we'll laser for you.
Yeah. Anyway. That's
Happy
it, man.
New Year.
Happy New Year, folks. Have a wonderful
2025's got a lot in store for us. We're gonna have a good Halloween special. We're gonna have. It's really the only thing we're looking forward to.
Yeah, exactly. All right, folks. Stay safe.
It doesn't clap off. It's
Oh,
not.
it doesn't clap off?
It's not the fucking 80s. Clap on, clap off, the clapper.
Good night, everybody.